Man, I'm happy for this guy and his class that their last moment, their last game in the Coliseum is something that they're obviously going to remember for a lifetime. You know, what a cool experience for them. What a memory to cherish, to hold on to. And that's what this game has been about for 88 years, you know, and we just get to be part of it here for a few years, and it's just awesome for them. First of all, for our team, you know, I keep singing the praises of our resiliency, of our leadership, of our ability to get up, back off the mat, get back on the horse, and keep riding. And they did it again. They keep showing me more and more stuff. You know, I can sit here and think back to a couple games where I'm up here trying to explain, you know, what happened in the last 2 minutes of the game, and those are some gut-wrenching losses. Or I can think back to a week ago, and we just didn't play our brand of football. And that again, that goes to me. But you come back Monday, you give the guys a message of what we need to do to get it done, and then they go out and work their tails off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and come out and play the way they played today was just awesome. All three phases were just tremendous. Defensively, to hold them down the way we did was fantastic. We gave up a couple big plays in there, but for the most part, really good, solid game against a very good offense. Offensively, the efficiency was really good. You know, I thought our tempo was good. We ran the ball a lot more effective tonight than we probably had in the last few weeks, which in turn got us some favorable coverages, and Cody was on. Cody was throwing the ball to the right guys at the right time, and then when it wasn't there, was able to extend some plays with his feet to give us some drives. You know, we talked about a critical third down was 13 of 18 is an unbelievable number, 35 first downs. I mean, all that stuff is just made for a great day, and it's a fantastic way to close out the regular season. I think we understand what we're capable of moving forward. You know, we'll figure out what bowl game we go to, and we'll prepare like crazy, and try to go get number 9.
Was the result of this game partially the byproduct of being pissed off about what happened last week?
I think there was a little bit of that. You know, I think we know we didn't play very good a week ago. We were better than the way we played. And as I said a week ago, and I know that's not what everybody wanted to hear, sometimes it's not your day. Sometimes you just don't play the way you're capable of playing. And it's my job to figure that out so that doesn't happen again, especially in those critical ball games, you know, a conference deciding ball game like that. So that'll be the challenge all off season long. But for this game, I thought our guys practiced really hard Tuesday and Wednesday, really hard physical practices, and it showed tonight. You know, I thought we were excellent at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And I think, again, that's a byproduct of maybe being a little pissed off from a week ago, but also practicing really well on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Cody, when you looked at Notre Dame this week, video-wise, did you see a lot of the things that came to fruition today and the way they were covering people?
Yeah. You know, Coach Sark and Coach Sheldon put together a really good game plan. And, you know, the best part about our practices is sometimes, you know, they'll get on me. You know, they're really hard on me, but it really does help because when I get in the game, you know, I feel like I know exactly where to go with the ball. You know, I've seen the look a million times in practice and in film. And that's exactly what it just comes down to is executing, you know. And this week we really did a good job of executing the plays, and they gave us the exact looks that we saw in practice, and then the guys took advantage of it.
Can you talk about, Coach, as far as the impressiveness of this win? What kind of statement does that make for the team's identity?
Well, I think it gives us a chance to head into bowl prep with some real confidence. I mean, that's a good football team. You know, Notre Dame's a good football team. They lost some really tough, gut-wrenching losses like we had coming into the game, and we knew this was kind of two animals backed into the corner, and somebody had to fight their way out. And so I'm proud of the way we played, to play that well against that caliber of a team. I think what it sends a message to us is what we're capable of, and you know, we came here. All of us came here and chose to come here to be champions, to be the best, and we're capable of being that. And it's a work in progress. You know, there's a couple gut-wrenching losses that will haunt us from this year when you look back at this season. But as we continue to build this program and look forward, our future is ridiculously bright, and we're going to be really good, and we're not going anywhere. But it's performances like this that give you an idea of what you're capable of, and then, okay, this is the standard, and this is the standard that we're held to. And so that's what we have to strive for every Saturday.
A week ago, you had mentioned coming out of that game, I need to coach better. What are some of the things that you felt like you had done better today?
I just felt like we remained aggressive offensively. I felt really in tune with him, on offense, of just being very clear of what we wanted, what I wanted, and he knew exactly what we were trying to get accomplished. And so I think that's the first piece. He's the extension of us on the field on offense. He's the extension of us on defense. I think the game plan was very clear for everybody. And then the second side of it is, for me, is our players need to feel me, and they need to feel me, and not just on game day, but it's all week long. And I wasn't happy coming out of last week's game, and I wasn't okay with the way we played. And so maybe I had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder all week long too, that set the tone for those practices. And that's something that inevitably your football team, in my opinion, takes on the personality of the head coach at some point. When that occurs, I don't exactly know, but it is a process for that to occur. And I'm hopeful it happens sooner rather than later. I think we're very close. We've tried to pride ourselves on overachieving. And when you bring in a group of talented people that are highly competitive, that strive to overachieve, then you got something. And that's how I view myself. Nothing's ever come easy to me. And I'm always going to fight, scratch, and claw for more. And that's how I want our team to play.
Yeah, Cody, it seems like every week you're seeing more, understand. Do you feel like you're improving every week? I mean, do you feel like every week more is happening out there with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, feeling a lot more comfortable. And, not only as every week, but just this whole season, I've pretty much seen everything or faced everything, to great games, to bad games, to, average stuff, to everything. And I think that's really helped me, prepare for the future for everything that's going on. And it's really making me a lot more comfortable. This offense in general is improving, which helps me, a ton. And, when these guys are on the same page, when everyone's in tune, speaking for the offense, this offense is capable of anything. And you guys saw it today. And, I think the sky's the limit, for this offense and this team.
So going over the top with George early on, was that something that you thought was going to be available on film?
Well, George has been kind of getting behind the covers the last few weeks. We hit a deep ball to him, Cal, 3 weeks ago. Last week we had him, and we couldn't get it off. And here it presented itself again. And George Farmer's a big, strong, physical guy who can run. And I think George's comfort level in the system has grown as the season's gone on too. We've really seen it since Washington State. He had a nagging hamstring. He got healthy by Washington State, and he's just really played pretty steady all the way through. And he's a great compliment to Nelson and to Juju. And when people are trying to double Nelson or playing some single high and George is one-on-one, he's a tough matchup because he can go. I mean, he can get down the field. And it was a third down. They pressed him into the boundary, and Cody saw it and took advantage of it.
When you talk about resiliency, a guy like that who's gone through a lot in his 4 years here, is that the type of guy you're talking about?
There's no doubt. That's exactly what we want. We want guys that just keep fighting, keep battling, because inevitably that's going to become the character of our team. And we're going to get into games like we were in this year when things may not be perfect. You're in the fourth quarter, and we just got to keep fighting, scratching, and clawing and find a way to win. And when we do that, we'll become a great team. We're a good team right now. We're good. But when we figure that piece of the puzzle out, we'll become a great team. And I'm excited for the journey to keep building for that. And when we do, like I said, we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to be here for a while.
Hayes, you blitzed a lot today. It looked like you guys maybe blitzed more than you have in previous games. What was the idea of harassing the quarterback? Is that something you learned from last week, and you said this Colston's kind of like the same type of quarterback?
Most definitely. We learned from last week. Us linebackers weren't going, and we were just trying to fear Brett Huntley in a way. But this week we had to get after it and help our D line. That we got in the backfield, and we've been sitting in coverage, and we have to actually go as linebackers. So we prepared all week. Coach Wilcox had a great plan for us to get after the quarterback, and we did today.
Could you describe
the tunnel and the emotion running out with a convincing win?
It was a great feeling. You know, everybody was saying we did it for you, but I really felt like we did it for us, you know, just as a team, as a whole team, and just getting that bad taste out of our mouth and, you know, just continue to just keep getting better, you know. And like Coach Sark said, this team has a bright future, you know, with or without me.
Hayes, after the game, you were up near the stands interacting with a lot of fans and giving you pats on the back. Would you say that was the closest family atmosphere from the fans that you felt in a while?
Most definitely. This university has brought family to me since the day I've stepped foot on this campus, and the tradition, you know, that they've had. They told me I had to walk to the top of the Coliseum after the game. I was shocked. And, you know, we did it as all the seniors, and it was just, you know, a bond that I'll never forget. You know, everybody say that, you know, this is only for 4 to 5 years, but I feel like coming to USC, this lasts forever.
Yeah, Sarka, you were around. A couple of pretty good USC quarterbacks made their national statements against Notre Dame here. Can you see this possibly being a lifting off point for Cody in terms of that?
I don't. At some point, people are going to recognize him. You know, he's got 36 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. I mean, these are ridiculous numbers we're putting up right now. At some point, people will recognize him. I understand our local guys do. You guys cover us every day, and you see the way Cody prepares and works and studies and competes and fights through injuries. I mean, this year was not easy for him. I mean, the toe, there's a lot of things along the way. You forgot about that toe, didn't you? But, you know, it's not about that stuff, you know, Bill. I mean, I think that stuff comes with a team that performs consistently at a high level. And I know that's what he wants more than anything, is every time we go, that's the way we play. But at some point, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore what this guy's doing, because he's just playing at a really high level.
Sark, is there a part of you when you see your team play this well that thinks what could have been this season?
Sure, but that's all part of the self-analyzation aspect of it, you know. Just as I analyze after every game and I look at myself and our staff and our schemes and our players and who played well and who didn't, I do the same as soon as the season's done, you know. And quite honestly, I've already started that, and the notes of pages of notes that are coming with that, and how we're going to fix some of the issues that we had. Sure, we are really, really close, but you know, sometimes a couple of these defeats that we've had, they're good for us, and we will be better for it. Do I wish Hayes could have went out and be playing in the Pac-12 championship game? Sure, I do. There's no doubt I do. But some of these losses, the close loss to Arizona State, the tough loss at Utah, the way we performed last week at the Rose Bowl, those are as valuable of lessons as today in the way we performed against Notre Dame. And so we'll take all of that, and it'll become one big body of work. We'll learn from it. It'll start January 12th when these guys come back to school. Now, we've got one more game to go. We got a bowl game, all that we're going to prepare for, and we're going to play really good football in. But I do reflect on that stuff. I do think, what if? But then, you know what? There are some valuable lessons from those games that are going to make us better in the years to come. And so, yeah, with everything, you find the positive, and then you try to build upon it.
One last one.
Cody, how much is the fast pace brought out the good parts of your game this year?
Oh, I think today, you're saying the up-tempo or offense? Oh, I think today, I mean, it was obvious, you know, how tough it was for them to get lined up, and we took full advantage of it. And we watched it on film. You know, last night we have kind of final tips and reminders, and Coach Helton went over with the offense, showed clips of them, you know, getting played against up-tempo teams and not getting lined up. And, you know, I think it really played to our advantage today, and that's exactly what an up-tempo offense is supposed to do. You know?
How much do you think it's played up to your
To my advantage?
all year?
Yeah.
I mean, how much has it brought out the stuff that you do?
Just personally, on a personal level, I think it's nice that, you know, it's a lot easier to read coverage with an up-tempo offense because guys can't move around as much and kind of show different looks. They kind of have to line up and get set, which is, you know, an advantage for me. And also, you know, I think we've done a really good job of rotating guys in so that when the defense doesn't rotate as much and they're getting tired, it makes it easier for me to find one-on-one matchups with, you know, Nelson, who maybe took a couple plays off, or Juju, or someone coming in. And that's what's really cool about this depth. And I think it showed today, I think 9 or 10 different guys touched the ball. So when we can rotate like that with an up-tempo offense, it really helps.
All right, thank you.